Miss Wally Matthews is with me right now. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, good, good to have you on the show. This is definitely something that I've been wanting to do since last
I
year,
know.
and yet here we are a year later. So,
Yep.
you've had a busy weekend, obviously. You and the Women's Revolution division with Revolution Rising 2 took place. You got the victory over Marty Bell, and I did went back and watch the Bust and Loose episode and seeing Marty's reaction while the wind is blowing her hair. She was in disbelief. Um, that was just that was something special.
I
Um,
know.
so I will start off with this, Miss Matthews. Given that everything that's happened, biggest win of your career thus far. How did it feel just to have that opportunity for you and Marty to kick off Revolution Rising 2 and having your hand raised as the victor when it's all said and done?
I I think I'm literally still. I don't think that it's fully processed yet. That I literally I wrestled her. I opened the show in this amazing match, and the fact that I can say that I beat Marty Bell is absolutely crazy. And I'm gonna take that places with me for sure. Like if anybody wants to say they can beat me, I can just be like, oh yeah, well I beat Marty Bell. Like that's just something that I can just take with me everywhere. And the energy of the crowd when we open the show is just everything. Like even in the beginning when they were hyped before we even touched each other is just it's crazy. And like they were like that the whole freaking night. And it's just amazing to see how much support the women have and like how much women's wrestling has grown. Like it's amazing to watch it all unfold.
So I was there last year when it all got started. I've been friends with Big Mama Roger Worthing for a very long time, and I've been
Yeah.
always wanting to go to NWF. I've been to one show that was like a long time ago, and something happened last year that just convinced me to go, and that was Revolution Rising 1. And I went there to support my friends and met some new ones like yourself. And I said, this Wally Matthews girl is special. She is just an incredible talent. She's got all the tools, the potential. This entire division is special. I'm like, why am I slacking? Why am I not going to these shows more often? And I told Big Mama this past December that I'm going to start going to these shows. It was just a matter of which shows I was able to go. And it just so happens to be Covington. And Cincinnati is a city that holds near and dear to my heart. I lived there a long time ago. And because of that show, it was my reconnecting with Cincinnati. So, for the bottom of my heart, I say thanks to NWF, thanks you for that. And I've become a regular attendee to these Covington shows. And I was very satisfied with Revolution Rising 2. It was a awesome show from start to finish. And just having all the homegrown talent, like you said, go in action against people outside of the promotion, like a Allison Kay, like a Marty Bell, like a Alexis Littlefoot, like a Paige Jones, and just the list goes on and on. That was a special night for NWF, and much love to PGWA for contributing as well. It was a fun night.
Yeah, I mean it was so awesome. It's just the whole group from start to finish. These are all just such empowering ladies and women's wrestling, and that's each women that was on that card is someone that I want to absolutely tear the house down with. Some of them I have worked with, but there's others where I watch them and I'm like, oh my gosh, like they're gonna be something one day, and I want to work with them. Like I want to be able to say that me and her, we wrestled and we tore the house down. So I'm very looking forward to hopefully having a match with everyone that was there that night.
Yeah, absolutely. and just I wouldn't mind seeing you and Marty winning back one of these days. I enjoyed that match. It definitely set the tone for the rest of the show, and you debut your brand new attire that night. Um, so it's one thing I know about Wiley's style is the checkered flag, the black and white, the color, multicolors, and you got the white boots looking real fresh,
Yeah, the white. That was
Yeah.
so awesome. The white
So
one.
yeah, that was an incredible night indeed. So I hope Revolution Rising keeps going as a yearly event for you ladies because y'all definitely shown that y'all can really put on an event like that, and that there's going to be more women that's going to look at these previous two shows and say, you know what, I want to be a part of that. So again, props to Big Mama, props to Roger and NWF for giving you woman that platform. And I'm jealous because I didn't get to be a sponsor for this year's show. But rest assured, I will definitely love to be a sponsor next year.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get you next year if we have it
yeah,
next year. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I definitely want that for sure. So one of the moments that took place that night, obviously you, Nikki Victory, had been going at it back and forth. She went up against Allison Kay, and Nikki was about to cheat again, and then the champion Ella said, "No, that ain't gonna happen." So you have a history with Nikki, both as a friend and as a nemesis. I feel like you got unfinished business with Nikki after what happened at Thunderdome, which was 2 weeks prior. But so with that being said, with Revolution Rising 2 came and went, where does Wally Matthews go from here? You still got unfinished business with Nikki? Like what you got in store next?
That's a great question, and honestly, I have no idea because I believe every single time, if I recall correctly, every single time that her and I have been in the ring together, it's always ended with either her cheating or her having Joshua to help her. So we will forever have beef until Roger Ruffin gets rid of Joshua. He already banned him from ringside once.
Yeah.
And we know how that it didn't work. But it seems like, Ella has also seen right through Nikki, and now she has some unfinished business. So who knows if Nikki's going to, put the hand in my face and tell me to go away, or if she's going to be a real woman and settle this in the ring like it's supposed to be settled. So we'll see what happens.
And I've seen you and Nikki go at it, singles action, numerous times. Yeah, definitely got great chemistry with putting together really good matches. And Nikki done changed, attitude, big glasses, you know, and it's obviously that's animosity still there, as you pointed out. So, regardless of what Nikki wants to do, you are far from finished with her, and now Ella wants to deal with her as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next in these next couple of weeks and months with the Northern Western Federation preparing for their biggest event of the year, Summer Sizzler, which is not until August. But yeah, I do have some shows coming up in this month in June. I believe y'all going to be in Ludlow this coming Saturday in Fairfield on the 10th, and Covington on the 24th, which just so happens to be the day before my birthday.
Oh
So,
my God, that's exciting.
so look, the NWF has shown me so much love these last 5-6 months that I go to these Covington shows. So I think, you know, with this special occasion, I might make my way back to Covington that night. Get the birthday festivities going, So yeah. So talk to me about the Summer Sizzler. This is the biggest show of Northern Western Federation. It's more than just a show, from my understanding. It's like a fan fest of sorts. So talk a little about this Summer Sizzler event. What makes it different from the other shows that NWF do?
So Summer Sizzler, that's like we consider that our WrestleMania for the NWF. So it is our biggest show of the year. We always usually have very, very stacked matches. Most of them will have stipulations, titles on the line. Literally everything is on the line for Summer Sizzler. And the energy during Summer Sizzler is always some of the highest energy that I see. And the 2 years that I've been around, Summer Sizzler has definitely been like, it's really shown me why wrestling is just literally the greatest thing in the world, because everyone puts everything on the line that night because they know we've got to show up and show out with it being our biggest show of the year. A lot of people, bring new gear, which I might have new gear coming then. We'll see. Maybe a new jacket again. But before the show, we usually have, things that the fans can do to interact with the wrestlers. Like we'll have some meet and greets, we'll have some like games to play. We usually have like tug of war. Sometimes we'll have Polaroids and you can take pictures with the wrestlers, which I've known you usually do every time where it hits in Covington.
Yeah.
You've got your little collection going over there. So yeah, Summer Sizzler is definitely one that as a wrestling fan or an NWF fan, you absolutely don't want to miss.
So Summer Sizzler coming up August the 18th, I believe.
Nice.
So that's gonna be a lot of fun as usual, and I'm still kind of young, getting familiar with NWF, seeing what they're all about and things like that. So with this being such a big event, I may have to make plans to go to that one too. I want to be a part of this um, exciting event because I love what the NWF do. I love their performers and the talent and just everything about NWF is the first, the best, the last. That's more than just a mantra. They really put in the work. So I'm very, very intrigued with Summer Sizzler, and I'm definitely looking into going to that one as well in August. So I'll definitely circle that on my calendar for sure. Um, so one thing I admire about you, Wally, is your attire. You're very, very, you stand out. You got some very unique attire. It's very cool. It's very unique. It's very colorful. Is there any like inspiration behind the attire that you come to out to the ring with? Anything that any story, any nugget of information behind your attire?
Honestly, there isn't a ton of inspiration. I really love checker print. I always have, even before I started wrestling, and I really just love bright colors. Like that's just my thing. But I did also love AJ Lee growing up, and she did have, a little bit of checker print inquired with her. Not even like necessarily on her gear, but like when she came out and they had the whole Titantron cool stuff. Hers was checker print, and a lot of it stemmed from that, but I've also just really always loved checker print. So I decided that when I started wrestling, that's just something that I wanted to incorporate because I wanted to make it just be me. I didn't want to be somebody that I wasn't, and my gear is just, it's how I express myself. As a person, with all the sparkles and the checkers and the bright colors. So I really love getting into it like that. And even on some days where I have nothing to do, I'm probably on my iPad sketching my next gear, which I already have sketched a set of gear for Summer Sizzler, which I actually really like a lot. So I'm very excited for that one. But yeah, so I take my ideas and I draw it down and throw it on some gear, and I show up and show out with it.
You are definitely right. You do show up and you do show out for sure. Um, I love the attire. I do. It's definitely unique. Makes it stand out. You mentioned that AJ Lee, a huge influence and inspiration to you. Someone like yourself, undersized, but still was able to perform and entertain the crowd. She was very, very unique. Stayed true to herself. And she had a really good one in her WWE career. Just on the microphone, especially, like she didn't hold back for
Mhm.
anybody.
Nope.
So she and I like what she's doing with Wild Woman of Wrestling. It feels like she's doing the commentary and she's becoming like a mentor to the next generation of talent. So it's a beautiful thing to see a veteran like herself just looking at
Yeah.
the next generation and say, "Hey, I see y'all and me. Like let me show you the ropes. Let me show you how to put together a promo or present yourself in the ring." So I like what AJ is doing. She's very entertaining in commentary too. She's quite entertaining. So man, I'm joined with Rodney Matthews for the NWF. Go check out NWF Ludlow on Saturday. Go check out the Fairfield, Ohio on the 10th and Covington on the 24th. NWFWrestling.com is the website. You can buy the tickets there. And I'm pretty sure Summer Sizzler information will be there as well. So I heard Ludlow has a rowdy crowd there. So go check it out if you're in that area and support independent wrestling for sure. Um, Man, so we went back and talked about Revolution Rising 2. It was a fun show, fun night. Um, I hope Revolution Rising 3 happens next year, obviously. Um, who do you want to go up against if there is a Revolution Rising 3 were to take place? Who in the world of professional wrestling does Wally Matthews want to go up against next year?
Honestly, at this point, I will go up against anybody and everybody. But there are a few. I do have a couple friends who are also wrestlers, and they'd have to travel a little bit, but that's
Yeah.
okay. But there's Brittany Brooks, who I would love to wrestle one day. She's based out of Arizona. Or there's also Emily J, which would also be a very fun match for me. But like I said, I will wrestle anybody and everybody who wants to step up for the plate.
And she's 2-0 in Revolution Rising, so she
Yeah,
going
2-0.
2-0, undefeated, never lost. Uh,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna put a name in there. I like to see you and Billy Stark scoring it. I like to see you.
Ooh, that would be fun too.
I like some Ohio versus Kentucky type of thing.
Yeah.
You know that would be a fun match to see. She's very, very busy herself, but I'm just saying, Big Mama, just put that out there and consideration. She said she'll take on anybody, but I'm just putting it out there for sure. So check out Wally Matthews. Check out the NWF. Coming to you, Ludlow, Fairfield, and Covington this month. Summer Sizzler coming up in August. NWFWrestling.com for more details. I also see that you got some shows outside of NWF that you will be being a part of. Believe in late June, I think USWF. You're doing a show for the County Fair Tour. You and Big Mama, I believe, will be part of maybe one of the shows here and there.
Yep, I will be at that one.
I believe, yeah, that's in June 27th, Lebanon.
Yep.
Yeah, so man, if you thought Wally Matthews is shining indoors, imagine outdoors. You really get to see all the colors, you know. So go,
Yep.
yeah, so go check that out. I do want to let you know, Wally, that I am wearing a Wally Matthews shirt as I am talking to you right now.
Ah, yeah, good
So
taste.
I know you wasn't very too fond of the shirt that I wore this past Saturday.
Oh, I'm glad
So
I took up you after that one.
yeah, just so you know, you wasn't the only one that bust my chops that day. It was, you did it, Judy Ray did it, and even Allison and Marty busted my chops. So it was open season on me. So it's kind of rough on yours truly, but I appreciate y'all, what y'all do. Uh, let people know where can they find you in social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, etc.
Okay, so my Facebook is just my name. So if you look up Riley Matthews, I will pop up. And then my Instagram handle and my Twitter handle are the same. So it's Riley with 3 Y's on the end of Riley and then Matthews. And if you just search that up, I should also pop up. And all of my profile pictures are the same. So I promise it's me.
Yeah, and look, she got it, and you just if you see a lady with the multicolors checker picture and everything, that's her. That's her. That ain't nobody like Waddy Matthews. So go follow her on all the social media sites there. I see that in addition to your win against Marty, you received the Breaking Barriers Award. You was a recipient of that award. So talk a little bit about that particular award and how much it meant for you to receive that award.
Yeah, so this was also very unexpected because last year I won an award very unexpectedly and I cried in front of everybody. So this year they were kind enough to, give it to me in the back where I didn't have to cry in front of everybody again. But yeah, I got the Breaking Barriers Award for the NWF, and that's just an award where this person goes above and beyond, and they're just setting the tone, and they're really, setting the bar high for all the women. So this award really means a lot to me because you have to put a lot into wrestling to get a lot back, and knowing that both years in a row of Revolution Rising I've received these amazing awards, that honestly means so much to me. And with me being only 2 years in and having all of these accomplishments, it literally makes my heart so full because I absolutely love wrestling and it seems like it's loving me back. So I can't ask for anything more from wrestling right now.
Yeah, so I was there last year when you received that award, and yeah, it was just very, very emotional moment, just literally out of nowhere. But you deserve the awards, the accolades, the praise, the flowers. You deserve it all, Wally, for what you've been able to do in just 2 years in your wrestling career thus far. I mean, not only are you a really talented wrestler, but you are such a genuine human being as well. I feel like if there was more Wally Matthews in this world, the world would be so much better. You make me feel like a better person just talking to you, and I'm an old buck, at this point in my life. But but just getting to see you. I'm late on the Wally Matthews bandwagon because the 2 years in, I've now seen you for at least 1 year, but better late than nothing. So I just definitely look forward to seeing you flourish so much more and seeing you on TV every week because I feel like your time's gonna come. And I love rooting for the Cincinnati locals and the homegrown talent. So you got my support 100%, Wally, and I definitely look forward to seeing you thrive even more in professional wrestling because you deserve it. You deserve everything that's presented to you. So I'm happy for everything you've done up to this point. And I look forward to seeing more of you down the road for sure.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I love having a good support system. I feel like that's what's going to really help me make it far, is knowing that I have a good group of people behind me, which clearly I do.
Absolutely. So NWFWrestling.com. Go buy the tickets for Ludlow, Fairfield, and Covington. Um, the 3rd, the 10th, and the 24th. And I love Covington. I love the hits place. And also, what I love about the NWF is the Polaroid pictures, which was very unique experience because as a young child, I didn't have those Polaroid pictures. So because of y'all, I'm making new memories. And one of the pictures that we took, uh, there was a moment when the fan got carried away and part of your hair was in your face. And I was like, oh no. So the wind, that fan that's a big fan, by the way. But I appreciate you being a good sport and everything. So thank you, Wally, so much for your time and doing this
Yeah,
interview.
sure.
So I had a lot of fun chatting with you, and I look forward to. I'll see you in Covington. It looks like,
Wow,
and
I'm
so
excited.
on the eve of my birthday. So I'll have fun. And I also, before I let you go, I love your theme song. I'm
Oh,
very
thank
I'm very addicted to your theme song. I
you, and
mean,
I both get me
it's
pumped up before matches.
yeah. I feel like turning up when I hear that theme song,
Mm-hmm.
doing a random dance for no apparent
Yeah.
reason. That's just how much I love that beat. Shout out to whoever made that beat, whoever did that theme song. It's very lit. It's very lit. So thank you so much, Riley. Continued success and happiness. And you got any final words you want to say? Like any final words?
I just want to say, Kenny is the best. He's always been a loyal fan, so shout out to Kenny. He's definitely one of my favorites that we have of our regulars. Don't tell all the others I said that. Um, and his support means the absolute world to me, and so does the support of everybody else. And wrestling rules, and go women's wrestling.
Support women's wrestling indeed. I'm looking forward to Revolution Rising 3, and I will be a sponsor for that show. I don't know if it's an individual or a match, but I will contribute somehow. I'll just stay in the loop like everybody else does. You enjoy the rest of your Thursday, Wiley. Thanks again.